Everyone, welcome to Numeric Learning. Today we'll be practicing questions from the chapter Arithmetic Progression. Let's get started. Please make sure you take your pen and a notebook and practice along with me. The very first question is, find the middle term of the arithmetic progression. You are given 213, 205, 197 up to the last term is 37. So this is an arithmetic sequence that is given to you. So the first term is denoted by A. So the first term is 213. What is the common difference? The second term. So each of these numbers in the series are called terms. So this is your first term, second term, third term, and this is the last term. And the last term is always called the nth term. Okay. Suppose there are totally 50 terms in this series. The last term will be the 50th term, right? The last term. So it's called the nth term. We don't know how many numbers are there, how many terms are there in the sequence. So we will generalize it by calling that the last term is the nth term. So the common difference between any two consecutive numbers is nothing but 205 minus 213. Which is nothing but minus 8. That's a common difference. Even if you subtract 197 minus 205, you'll be getting minus 8. Now, find the middle term. So, in order to know the middle term, you should know how many terms are there in the sequence. So, you have to find out n first of all. So, the last term is the nth term. So, the formula is an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. We know the nth term, that is the last term, 37. Is equal to a is 213 plus we don't know n, we have to find out n minus 1 into d is minus 8. So let's solve it. So 213 minus 8n plus 8. So 213 plus 8 is 221 minus 8n is equal to 37. So I'll take 8n to one side is equal to 221 minus 37, which is 184. So 8n is equal to 184 and n will be nothing but 184 divided by 8. So here you have 8 2s are 16, 24, 8 3s are 24. So the total number of term is 23 in this particular sequence, right? This arithmetic progression has got total 23 terms. Okay, total terms. Now, this n happens to be odd, right? This is odd. It's an odd number. You will have only one middle term. Let me write it here. So, middle term will be n plus 1 by 2 term. This will be your middle term. So, what is our n here? N is 23. So, 23 plus 1 by 2, which is 24 by 2. That is your 12th term will be your middle term. Right? Let's find out what is that 12th term. So A12, 12th term will be A plus n minus 1 into d. So what is n? N is 12. So what is your A? A is 213 plus n is 12. So 12 minus 1 is 11 into d is nothing but minus 8. So this is 213 minus 88. So 213 minus 88, you have 1301. So 125 is your correct answer. 125 will be the 12th term, the middle term. So what's the answer? You have to find the middle term. So the middle term of this entire arithmetic progression will be 125 will be the middle term. Total number of terms is 23. The middle term will be the 12th term, right? So the 12th term will be 125. This is how you have to do any middle term related questions. Is it clear? I hope it is. Move on to the next question. Yeah. The 8th term of an arithmetic progression is 0. Prove that its 38th term is triple term. It's triple of its. It's not triple term. It's triple of its 18th term. Right? So what is given in the question? First one is the 8th term of an AP is 0. So A8 is equal to 0, which means, so we know the formula AN is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. right? So what is A8 equal to? A plus n minus 1. That means 8 minus 1, 7 into D. This is equal to 0, correct? A8, which is A plus 7D, is equal to 0. Or I can write A is equal to minus 7D. I have to prove that, or we have to prove that the 38th term, A38, is equal to triple times. That means 3 times the 18th term. Let's expand it using the formula. So A38 is nothing but A plus 38 minus 1, 37D, is equal to 3 multiplied by A plus 17D. So A plus 37D is equal to 3A plus 3 into 17 is 51D. So let's bring all A and D terms to one side. So here you have 3A minus A, and here I can write 37D minus 51D. 37 minus, so 51 minus 37. So you have 11, 4. Here it's 14. So minus 14D is equal to 2A. And A is equal to, so you have got A is nothing but minus 7D. So let us just substitute the value of A as minus 7D. So 2 into minus 7D is equal to minus 14D, right? So this is equal to minus 7 into 2 into 7, or 7 into minus 14D. So this is equal, which means hence proved. You are able to prove that the 38th term is triple times, 3 times its 18th term. So you can write hence proved. You don't have to calculate any A or D. Just we have to prove that the 38th term is equal to, or is nothing but 3 times the 18th term. Let's move on to the next question. Yeah. Find the 8th term from the end of the AP. So whenever you have questions which is asking you for an nth term from the end, what you can do is you can reverse your given AP. So let me write it from the end. So the first term would be 184, so on, then 13, and then 10, and then 7. This is the AP that I am considering. I have flipped it or reversed it. So what is my A? The first term is 184. And what is my D? 10 minus 13, which is minus 3. Or 7 minus 10 is minus 3. What is ours? Now I am going to calculate the 8th term from the beginning, from the first term. So what will be the 8th term? It will be A plus 70. Substitute the value. A is 184 plus 7 multiplied by D is minus 3. So this is 184 minus 21. So 4 minus 1, 3. 8 minus 2 is 6. And then 1. 163 is the correct answer. Okay. So you can just write the formula wherever applicable. Please write the formula. An equal to the nth term is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Okay. So this is nothing but what is D? It's your common difference. Right? Let's move on to the fourth question. How many multiples of 4 lie between 10 and 250? You have to just find how many multiples. Means you have to calculate n. How many multiples of 4 are there between 10? So what is the first multiple of 4 immediately after 10? 10 is not a multiple of 4. 11 is not. 12 is the first multiple. So 12, and then 4 4s are 16, 20, 24, and so on. Let's find the last multiple of 4 just before 250. So what should you do? 250 divided by 4. So 4 6 are 24. 10, 4 2s are 8. So the remainder is 2. So what you can do? 250 minus 2 will be 248. This is the last multiple of 4. Okay, 248 is the last. This is your nth term, an. This is your first term, a. What is our common difference? Second term minus the first term, which is 4. Let us find out our n. So we know the formula. An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. What is the last term? 248 is equal to the first term, 12 plus, we don't know n, minus 1 into d is 4. So let's calculate. So this is nothing but 12 plus 4n minus 4 is equal to 248. What is 12 minus 4? It is plus 8. 8 plus 4n, 248. So 248 minus 8 will be 248 minus 8 will be equal to 4n. So 4n is equal to 240 and n is equal to 240 divided by 4. 4 6 are 24, so 60. Total number of terms n is equal to 60 is the correct answer. So how many multiples of 4 are there between 10 and 250? You have totally 6 terms. 6 numbers which are multiples of 4, they lie between 10 and 250. Right? So this is how you have to do any kind of a question. In case the same question is asked and you have to check how many multiples of 3 lie between 10 and 250, you can do it as a homework and you can comment your answer below. Okay? Let's move on to the next question. Find the 21st term of an AP whose first term is minus 3 and the second term is 4. Okay, so in your AP, the first two term is given to you. The first term is minus 3. The second term is 4. Correct? The second term is 4. So your A is minus 3. What is your D? Second term minus the first term, which is 4 plus 3, that is equal to 7. You have to find, if you know A and D, you can find out any nth term. So we know the formula an equal to A plus n minus 1 into d. So you have to find the 21st term. So n equal to 21. A is nothing but minus 3 plus 21 minus 1 into d is 7. So you have minus 3 plus 20 multiplied by 7. So you have minus 3 plus 140, which is 137. So what is your 21st term, which is denoted by A21? Okay, 21st term of your AP is 137. That's your answer. Okay. Next, let's move on to the next question. Sixth question. Yeah, the sum of the fourth and eighth term of an AP is 24. The sum of the fourth term and the eighth term. And the sum of the sixth term and 10th term of an AP is 44. Find the AP. Let's find out the sum. So you are given the fourth term, which is denoted by A4, plus it's a sum. Eighth term is equal to 24. And what else is given? The sixth term and the 10th term is equal to 44. Now let's expand it. What is A4? It is A plus 3D plus A plus 7D is equal to 24. So you have 2A plus 10D is equal to 24. Take 2 common out. So you have A plus 5D is equal to 24. So A plus 5D is equal to 12. And over here you have A plus 5D plus A plus 9D is equal to 44. So which is 2A plus 14D is equal to 44. Again take 2 common out. So you have A plus 7D is equal to 44, or A plus 7D is equal to 44 by 2, which is 22. So this is your first equation and this is your second equation. You have to solve for A and D. Let's do. So you can subtract second equation and the first equation. So you have A plus 7D is equal to 22 and then A plus 5D is equal to 12. Change the sign. So your A plus A minus A would get cancelled. What is 7 minus 5? It is 2D is equal to 10 and D is equal to 5. Right? The common difference is 5. Let's put this in equation 1. So you have A plus 5 into D is nothing but 5 is equal to 12. So A is equal to 12 minus 25, which is minus 13. So A is equal to minus 13. What is asked? Find the AP. Let's find the AP. So A is nothing but the first term. Okay, A is the first term. So the required arithmetic progression will be the first term, that is minus 13. The second term will be minus 13 plus 5. What is minus 13 plus 5? It is minus 8. So minus 8. Again, minus 8 plus 5. Minus 8 plus 5 will be minus 3. That will be your third term. Then minus 3 plus 5, which will be plus 2. Correct? And it would go on and on. So that is your required AP. So you have to find the arithmetic progression. So from the first term and the common difference, you can write the first term as it is and just keep adding that along with the common difference value. So you'll be getting the consecutive terms. That's your answer. I hope it's clear. Let's move on to the 7th question. Yeah. Which term of the AP you are given an arithmetic progression is the first negative term, right? So here, let us find out our first term is 20. What is our common difference? 19 1 by 4. What is 19 1 by 4? 19 into 4. What is 19 into 4? 36, 6, 3. So 76. It's 76 plus 1. It's 77 by 4. So you're converting mixed fraction into proper fraction. So what is your common difference? The second term, that is 77 by 4 minus 20 by 1. Take the LCM 4. So you have 77 minus 80, which is nothing but minus 3 by 4. This is your common difference. You have to find which term, that is you have to find AN. Is the first negative term. So what do you mean by first negative term? That is AN is not greater than 0. Greater than 0 is positive. AN should be less than 0. So let's substitute the formula. A plus N minus 1 into D should be less than 0. What is A? 20 plus. What is N? We don't know the N. N minus 1 into D is minus 3 by 4. Should be less than 0. So here you can take this 4 to the other side, correct? Or, okay, so 20 plus, so here I can take 20 to the other side. So you'll have N minus 1 into minus 3 by 4 is less than, plus 20 will go to the other side, it's minus 20. Now you can cross multiply. So you have got N minus 1 into minus 3 is less than minus 80. Correct? So this is minus 3n plus 3 is less than minus 80. So you have minus 3n is less than minus 80 minus 3, minus 83. Correct? So minus 3n is less than minus 83. So when you divide both the sides, so n is greater than, the sign will get changed when you are dividing by a negative number. Will be minus 83 divided by minus 3. So you'll have n is greater than 3 2s are 6, 23, 7s are 21.2, 0.6, right? N should be greater than 27.6 is what you're getting. So what is the immediate number after 27.6? It's 28. So n is equal to 28. So therefore, the 28th term, right? 28th term will be the negative term, will be the first negative term is your answer. Okay. Will be your first negative term of this AP, in this particular AP. Right? You can even calculate what is your A28. You'll definitely get it as negative. Okay, you can calculate your A28 and check it out, which is nothing but A plus 27D. Substitute the value of A as 20, D as minus 3 by 4, and you can validate and check it whether you are getting negative. Let's move on to the next question. Yeah. Find the sixth term from the end of the AP. So whenever you are asked, you're given an AP and you're asked a term from the end, just reverse the AP. So let me write the AP from the end, that is minus 40 will become my first term, and so on 11, 14 and then 17. So what is my first term? A will be minus 40. The common difference D will be 14 minus 11, which is plus 3. You have to find the sixth term. So A6 will be equal to A plus 5D. What is A? Minus 40 plus 5 into D is 3, which is minus 40 plus 15. That is minus 25 will be the sixth term of the AP. A6. Okay, that's your answer. Answer is minus 25. Let's move on to the next question. Find the sum of all 3-digit natural numbers which are divisible by 7. So if you know all the 3-digit numbers, it is 100 all the way up to 999. So you have to tell me what is the first number immediately after 100 that is divisible by 7. So if you take 100 is not divisible, 101 you can check. So 7 ones are 7, 31 again it's not divisible. 102 divided by 7, so 7 ones are 7, 32 again not divisible. 103 divided by 7, so 7 ones are 7, 33 no. Check for 104, again it will be 34. 105, so if you divide it by 7, 7 ones are 7, 35, 7 fives are 35, right? So 105 is the first 3-digit number which is divisible by 7. Add 7 to it, so it will be 112. Again add 7 to it, 119, and it goes on. So let's calculate what is the last number just before 999 that is divisible by 7. So 999 divided by 7. So 7 ones are 7. You have 29. 7 fours are 28. Again 1, 9. 7 twos are 14. So you have remainder which is 5. So what you can do? Subtract 5 from 999. So you have 994. So 994 is divisible by 7. So what is the last number? 994. So this is our AP. This is our arithmetic progression. So you have to calculate how many numbers. No, you have to find out the sum of all the numbers, right? SN is what you have to find. First of all, let's calculate how many numbers are there. So you have got your N is the first unknown. So let's do it. An is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. What is our An? The last term. That is 994 is equal to the first term 105 plus N minus 1 into D is nothing but 7. Right? 112 minus 105 is 7. So this is nothing but 105 plus N minus 1 into 7. So what I can do is I will take this 994 minus 105 is equal to N minus 1 into 7. Right? 994 minus 105. So you have 14, 8. So 889. Right? 889. 889 is equal to N minus 1 into 7. So what is N minus 1 equal to? It is 889 divided by 7. So you have 7 ones are 7. Again 18, 7 twos are 14, 49, 7 sevens are 49, 127. So N is equal to 127 plus 1, which is 128 terms are there, which are total number of terms between 100 and 999, which are divisible by 7. The total number of terms is nothing but 128. Now let us find out the sum of all the terms. So Sn is what you have to calculate. Sn, what is the formula? N by 2 into, you can, if you know the first term and the last term, see, this is your first term, right? A. And this is your last term. I can denote it with L or An. So what is the formula? If I know the first term and the last term, it is just a plus l, right? So which implies the sum of all the 128 terms will be equal to 128 divided by 2 into first term 105 plus the last term 994. So you can 128 by 2. So it's 64 multiplied by 994 plus 105. So you have 1099. 1099 multiplied by 64. So multiply it with 64. 36, 36,000, 39. Multiply 6 9s are 54, 4, 6, 50, 59, and 5, 6. So you have 6, 13, 3, 1. So 70336 is what I'm getting. 70,336 will be the sum of all the 128 terms that are divisible by 7. All the 3 digits. So that's your answer. So please be very, very careful when you're multiplying, when you're adding. Don't make any mistakes. It's okay if by mistake, if you're doing anything wrong, but you have to check it also. Quickly verify if it is correct. Let's move on to the 10th question. Yeah, find the sum of all natural numbers between 250 and 1000 which are exactly divisible by 3. A very similar question. Earlier we were seeing divisible by 7, but now you have to find the sum of all natural numbers between 250. Again, 250 is not divisible by 3. 251, can we check? 251. So if you divide it by 3, so 3 8s are 24. Again 11. No. Let's check with 252. So if you divide it by 3, so again 3 8s are 24, 12, 3 4s are 12, right? So 252 is the first number immediately after 250 which is divisible by 3. What will be the next number? 252 plus 3, that is 255. And it would go on. So what is the last number which is divisible by 3? What should you do? Divide 1000 divided by 3. So you have 3 3s are 9. Again 10 3 3s are 9. Again 10 3 3s are 9. So the remainder is 1. So you have to subtract 1000 from the remainder. So you have 999. So what is the last number which is divisible, exactly divisible by 3? It is 999. Now let us find out how many terms are there. N is something which you have to find out. Right? This is your A. Your D is nothing but 3. This is your nth term. The last term will be your nth term, An. So we know that An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Just substitute the values. 999 is equal to 252 plus n minus 1 into D is 3. So 999 minus 252 will be equal to n minus 1 into 3. So what is 999 minus 252? So you have 747, 747. So 747 is equal to 3n minus 3. So 3n will be equal to 747 plus 3, which is 750. So n is equal to 750 divided by 3. So you have 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are 15. N is equal to 250. So the total number of terms is 250. Now you have to find out the sum of all the terms. So what is sum of all 250 terms? You can use the formula n by 2. That is 250 by 2 into a plus l. So the formula is Sn is equal to n by 2 into the first term plus the last term. What is the first term? 252. Right? 252 plus the last term is 999. So you have 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. Again 125 multiplied by what is 252 plus 999. 1551. So you have 1251. 1251 multiplied by 125. Let's do it. So 1251 multiplied by 125. 12 to 1, 6. So 2052. Again 1 5, 2, 1. So when you add them, you get 5, 7, 3, 16. So 1, 5, 6, 3, 7, 5. That is the sum of all the multiples, 250 terms. The 1, 5, 6, 3, 7, 5. That is the sum of all the multiples of sum of all the natural numbers between 250 and 1000, which are exactly divisible by 3. Okay. So this is how you have to do. I hope you understood. Please make sure you practice. The only way to practice and make these concepts and chapters easier for you to do during your exams and to do it really fast is to practice, right? There is no other shortcut. Please learn the formulas alone and practice as many questions as possible with these formulas. Please do check out the Do Math with Me. Revise all the previous topics as well. So I have covered a lot of chapters like linear equations, polynomials, real numbers, quadratic, trigonometry, applications of trigonometry, coordinate geometry, and this is the 7th or 8th chapter that I'm currently doing. So please do make sure you check out the playlist. This is the 75th day of the Do Math with Me. I think with consistent practice, everyday practice, make sure you're doing at least 20 to 30 questions, at least minimum 20 questions every day, and choose the topics that are difficult for you. So for every student, it will differ. Choose a topic and practice as many questions as possible. Make sure you're thorough with NCERT exercises. See you all in another video. Till then, take care and please do share this with your friends and do subscribe if you haven't. Thank you.